What is up, my people? Welcome back to more CS News. We got a lot going on this week. There's going to be a lot of videos and a lot of surprises I will be teasing on this channel. And of course, this past weekend, KATOWICE wrapped up. It was a banger of a tournament, although when it comes to playoffs, it was all sweeps. It was very anticlimactic, I would say, and dominant in some form or fashion, but maybe not in the way you expected. So enjoy some coffee, get some liquids in you, and let's break down Vitality versus Team Spirit, and of course, crowning your eventual IEM KATOWICE champions. And when it came time for map 1, we saw a little Donk excellence early on, and you were thinking maybe this will be the start of some sort of comeback, and he has a 4K deagle, and then they still lost the round. And at this point, you might be like, okay, maybe something's going on in the Vitality corner.
Sends Chopper to spawn. Ouch, that hurts. Donk does deliver. Oh, there it is. It's a guarantee, the Donk dig. It's enabled a plant. But is it a round? Oh, it certainly should be now. Apex feels the wrath of the Donk dig as a third delivered.
How long can you keep a lid on the kid? Well, you just got your answer. 2v3 retake. Shiro's got that AWP. Kid in the smoke. This is still doable.
The first presented with resistance for Vitality, and on cross, Shiro hasn't connected. They will get across. Time-sensitive mission. Donk's dig does 4, and they could still lose the round. He has the kill, has the smoke. It's an AWP for Shiro. This gets awkward. This gets really awkward, really quick. He's spinning around him. Painted circles. Shut defuse. Donk's deagles mean nothing.
Because that was it. That was the only highlight for map 1. The rest of it just went Vitality's way, and they strike first in this series, to a lot of people's surprise.
All Vitalities. He hits him through there on the car as well. 26 and 8 from Robs. Zontix and Chopper know their fate is sealed. He stands his ground for a nice double. 3 is asking too much. Chopper, the last victim of this one. The last man to fall on Dust 2. Robin cool. Unfazed. Breathes new life.
And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Nuke is like not even worth showing. Like Spirit just looked broken, and Nuke was somehow more decisive than Dust was. And Vitality at this point, they strike hard, they strike fast. It feels like the way you gotta beat Spirit is to do so before they figure out that they're actually losing, you know, because they eventually start to trudge back. But map 2 was so dominant, and Vitality go up 2-0.
Just as easy as that. These dragons lacking their bite. They ain't even fighting back. 13 to 5 and a 26 frag haul in just 19 rounds of play. ZywOo arrives in this ground.
And then it takes us to Mirage, which I would say is the most exciting map so far, because we had some back and forth. We had some back and forth force buys, I think, in map 1, 2, which were interesting early on, but eventually Vitality just kind of overwhelmed and kept winning and kept shooting better. But Mirage got interesting because it was 11-4 down is Spirit. All right, it was all but over, and they go from down 11-4 to bringing it back 11-11, which at that point I was like, oh God, if you don't 3-0 these guys and get them out of the way, they're probably going to come back and reverse sweep this thing. That's how I felt. That's how scary and dangerous Team Spirit were. But Magix was kind of the guy who led the way and started that little comeback from Team Spirit.
Empty-handed. Not like that. Donk forced to watch as this round is ripped away from them piece by piece. Chopper and Magix, good shooting from Magix. He's been holding his own, doing what he can. And now he needs to pick up the 2 versus 3. They are worse for wear. Apex the only man with health, and he's the one that's going to bring the fight to Magix. Magix prevails. An important kill, but it's still not the round. ZywOo posted and delivers onto Chopper. Magix, can you really give us the ace clutch? Just to keep Spirit in it to win it. He certainly could. Missed shot onto ZywOo. ZywOo down. It's Magic's round. Single
But even then, it somehow wasn't enough. Somehow they lose 7 rounds in a row, and they're like, you know what? If we don't close it out right now in the Spodek, we're not going to raise this trophy. But Vitality do it. They finish out the sweep of Team Spirit. And again, there's probably some predictions out there. The odds were certainly in Spirit's favor. But anyone out there saying that Vitality was going to sweep Spirit 3-0 in the Katowice finals after, of course, they were your returning Katowice champions, Team Spirit winning it last year, and Donk having one of the best performances in Counter-Strike history. If you were then going to say, oh, Vitality's going to sweep them, you would have sounded crazy, but you would have been right. And I did not see this one coming.
Respite if Zontic's going to hit ahead. He can't. Flames again features in the feed as he feasts. And all they fumble. Spirit crumble. Piece by piece. Vitality, it's theirs for the taking. 5 alive. 5 souls. 1 common goal. They have Spirit. They have Katowice. Vitality revitalized.
And it's just so cool to see Vitality get their first Katowice win, especially for someone like Apex, when you have been here so long and just fighting for even a semifinal appearance, let alone a grand finals appearance. And of course, his emotions, like the pictures out there of Apex and his responses is why you love this team. And let me say it, okay? You guys remember a couple months ago when, of course, we crowned our top HLTV player of the year, that being Donk #1, m0NESY #2. I was saying that I think that's going to light a little fire underneath ZywOo's arse. I didn't think it was going to be this soon on in the season, though, as Vitality take Katowice, your first big championship of this season. And it's awesome, man. Like, just the whole Vitality roster with Rops proving he can do it, leaving FaZe a still pretty good roster and saying, hey, I want more than this. And then winning Katowice a couple months later with this new roster of Vitality that is seemingly, newly invigorated. Of course, you got ZywOo being, a top player already this year. You got Apex doing his thing. You got the British player of m0NESY. And then you got Flamesy just flipping everybody off. This Vitality roster has been fun to watch. And it just felt like Spirit not only got a little tilted, but just crumbled away a little bit, but you were still scared. Like, they still got second here at Katowice. They're still a very dominant team, and it was Donk in a post-game interview who said that, they didn't play well.
Commiserations. What happened today?
No, we were just worse. Bad communication, bad decisions, bad aim, bad everything. We were just worse. They were better. So it made difference.
Okay. Sometimes when I see Spirit losing a map, you can get it back the next one. Why do you think that wasn't the case today?
The same, like I said previously, they were just better and I don't know, to be honest, we will search reasons why it happened and we'll fix them.
Thank you.
And then honestly, I think one of my favorite players so far this year is Magic's, because his post-game response was just like, Rops is him, for real, for real. That's just, like, I think Magic's based on the aura, the clip we saw from last major where he's just staring at the screen and all of his interviews, he has easily become one of my favorite players. Just like, seems like a very happy-go-lucky kind of person and very, very fun to watch, and also had some great moments this series. It just was not enough. And it was a Donk that we saw for the first time maybe ever, just felt empty, just did not feel like the Donk that we once knew. But this is kind of scary. I feel like Spirit are going to bounce back even harder the next event we see them. But it's just it's so, like, who would have guessed Vitality 3-0 Spirit? What a weekend. And some of my other favorite moments out there, we had S1mple talking about the Katowice crowd. There was a lot of comments on the crowd because they were booing the Russian players, which I don't like getting political on here. I find it sucky that you're going to boo players based on if it's for political reasons, and stuff they're not really affiliated with. If it's because they're the villain and they're just way too good, I understand some of the booing out there, but also maybe some crowd noise trying to give away moments. There was some back and forth on that. I wouldn't say any moments that were overwhelmingly noticeable, and we do see this at a lot of events out there. But yeah, I wouldn't say your best crowd of all time, but S1mple having some things to say about that. And one of my favorite moments out there, the Dorito snatch by Yanko. This is what happens when you have broadcast talent in the middle of all of these people walking around. You're going to get people doing things like this.
It is winning championships, right? And that's why the roster change was made. Even though they were able to win Cologne last year, that wasn't enough for them. One championship level event, they want to go more than that. So bringing Robson.
But overall, it was an amazing weekend, guys. We got some big things planned. Going to be a lot of CS news this week, and we're traveling. We're starting to travel. I got something special that I'm going to on Wednesday that I believe I can share with you guys soon. It is CS related, and it's going to be fun. So we're going to be doing some interviews, some filming. I can't say anything more, and I'll try and be doing more videos, but we're going to go to the R6 Invitational for Rainbow Six Siege also this weekend. So I'll have my travel kit with me, and I'll try and do some more CS news videos or pre-record some from the setup. As per usual, though, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching and for hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot. Maybe leave a comment on how you're doing today, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.